out there on the West Coast. Now it looks like we got another one, 9 o'clock local time. And you can see that black SUV in the center of your screen, followed by one, looks like a police car there. We have very little details so far on exactly what sparked this. Again, it's in South Los Angeles, a car chase taking place right as we speak. Apparently, I'm just seeing some new information into the newsroom that this is a stolen vehicle. As you can see, our affiliate KTTV back on this case. Busy day for them out there in that helicopter, Greg. But they are certainly working this story, as we are as well, to try to figure out what exactly happened here. So, again, South LA, we have a stolen car on our hands, Harris. Anything else we know? Can you hear anything from that helicopter?
You got to ask yourself all the time, and how can these guys...
I've been watching this for a few minutes, Jenna, and he was in a neighborhood for quite some time and then jumped back on the 110 freeway. We believe now he's going north on the 110 freeway. There was a little bit of confusion about which direction because he was kind of going in circles there. But he was in a neighborhood, and police had kind of picked up speed and were right behind him. And then they fell back once he got on the freeway. So instead of seeing, the dozen or so squads, you're only seeing one. What's so interesting, this is not awfully far from the previous car chase that we covered just a couple of hours ago, which involved a vehicle and two suspects, a man and a woman, a separate car chase. But police had told me on the phone earlier they had put a ton of resources on that car chase and we're still processing paperwork. Wow. Look at that. They put down the drop sticks there to see if they could catch this guy. That worked earlier. We'll have to see if it works with this one. You should be able to see some tire and some slowdown here momentarily. And it looks like it may have worked. Back to you, Jenna.
All right, Harris, we're going to continue to watch this as that car takes a turn around that bend. We're losing sight of it as we're trying to keep an eye on what exactly is going on there. You saw what looked like an officer in the middle of the street, right, Greg? Something looked like he's trying to stop it.
Some individual almost got run over. And see, that is the real problem here, which is why police officers often don't engage in high-speed pursuits unless exigent circumstances exist and somebody's life is in danger. And the reason is because if you keep pushing and pushing a suspect, he'll go faster and faster. He'll blow through intersections and stoplights and stop signs and injure people. And we have seen it happening live, unfortunately, on television. An entire family, not too many years ago in Los Angeles, wiped out when that happened. They were hit broadside by a fleeing suspect being chased by police. Lawsuits ensued. As a consequence, they adopted a different policy in Los Angeles, which Trace Gallagher knows quite well. So, Trace, take it over. What do you know?
Well, we know that he was on Adams, which is just south of downtown, Greg. What makes this dangerous, he's on surface streets. It's about 9:20 in the morning here, very busy time of morning, and he's traveling, as you see here, at a very good rate of speed. We know this is a stolen car, and you saw that police officer try to throw out that spike strip. He was dragging that spike strip along with him. It now looks like he has lost the spike strip, and I'm having a hard time. Maybe you guys can see better than I can. It looks like that maybe that left rear tire is either low or it's been blown, but right now it looks like he is still traveling at a very good rate of speed near downtown Los Angeles. As you said, Greg, the policy here is different from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. The California Highway Patrol is much more aggressive about these chases than the local police. You may see them if they believe this guy poses a danger and is, well, you see him pulling over right there with the police behind him. That seems to be an indication this guy has decided he's had enough.
Yeah, you're right.
And it looks like
he's got his hands up, emerging from the car, and obviously police officers behind him. Now, their concern is who else is inside that car. If it does have tinted windows, which it kind of appears to, which police officers hate, you don't know who else is inside, who else might be armed. But this one seems to have ended with the driver pretty quickly figuring out he wasn't going to get away with it. And, Trace, I think you're right. It does look like the rear left tire had blown out, and the spike strip worked at least on one of the wheels, Trace.
Yeah, two car chases, Greg, here in Southern California in the past hour and a half. This one, both of them, by the way, ended without anyone getting hurt. But again, you see police there, this guy on the ground. It does not look from our vantage point like there is somebody else inside that car. We were told he was alone, stole the car, and now he's lying on the ground. Again, we talk about this many times, California being a third strike state, and the reason a lot of these guys go on is because they've got two strikes against them, and if they commit a violent crime, it could be it could be bye-bye for a very, very long time. So this guy looks like he is rolling over and giving up for the time being. It looks to be coming to an end, Greg.
Yeah, said to be a stolen vehicle. We've been listening in on our KTTV chopper pilot who has been commenting and may have some additional information. Shall we listen into that? Let's listen in.
All right, they're checking out that vehicle right now, making sure there's no one there. They're clearing it. And it looks like there might be no one. Code 4, so it's done. Car is clear. That's just the one man. So they move in and then they'll cuff him.
All right. So it's over. The code 4 indicates that there's nobody else in the vehicle. The all clear on that. They are now going to take this driver into custody. Again, stolen vehicle. Harris, you've been listening in on some of the commentary over the air. What have you learned?
Well, you know, absolutely, you guys were right. When they put down the stop strips, he rolled over it, and the problem was now that they're in a residential area from the sky, what they were saying is he couldn't take corners very well. Straight away on a freeway, no problem. He could have just gone down to the rims. But when you're trying to turn in neighborhoods, he was having a hard time getting away, making turns and short stops and all the things that have to do with driving in a residential area. And the other thing was there were just so many more cars on these side streets that maybe he had anticipated. One of the comments by the chopper reporter was that he was really starting to become much more reckless and dangerous because he couldn't stop short without all tires on the floor. That back left driver's rim was really getting exposed.
All right, Harris, thanks very much. Final comment from Trace Gallagher out in Los Angeles. And Trace, this one, you know, we cringe every time we see this, especially on the surface streets, because we have seen people become catastrophically injured and killed in these chases. Yeah. This one turns out pretty well.
Especially when they continue on, Greg, and they've got a left rear blown tire or a blown front tire. They go at high speeds, like Harris was talking. They cannot navigate those corners. And so what happens is they get desperate, and in that desperation, something always happens, and it's the innocent bystanders, especially at 9:20. On a Monday morning near downtown Los Angeles, you got people walking around, people driving around. They become highly dangerous weapons in that case, and we have seen many, many times people getting killed and injured as a result of high-speed chases, which is why they handle these things so delicately in the